Ah,
23 already. Waiting.
alas.
Uh,
I need to stop yawning.
I think it surely has like a. Okay.
Wayne?
I believe we're
You,
live,
you guys are
guys. So
live.
Oh my god. Hi everyone. A very good morning to you. I hope you're as excited as I am to have this info session today. So we'll be answering any questions that you have and any comments or things we need to highlight during the program at this particular point. So do not hesitate to ask questions in the chat section. So before we go into introductions, the communities which came together to hold this particular session are Nairobi, and Women in Data, and not forgetting AnitaB.org Kenya. So my name is Velda Kiara. I'm a software engineer, and I'm also be facilitating the DevOps certification. And I'm involved with both AnitaB.org Kenya and GDG Nairobi. I'd like to introduce my fellow colleagues, and we'll take it up with the different roles and the communities that they're involved with. I'd like to invite Wayne.
Thank you, Velda. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing great. My name is Wayne Kakuo, a lead for GDG Pwani, and also a Google developer expert for Angular. It's an amazing experience having to take you guys through this cloud study jam that we'll be having in the next 6 weeks. And I hope that you'll be able to learn a lot. And yeah, so keep it locked. Thank you.
Awesome. Guess I could go next.
Thank you, Velda. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We are very happy to have you here today. My name is Ngesa Marvin from GDG Nairobi, and I'll be facilitating the machine learning study jam. I'll hand it over to Daisy.
thank you, Ngesa. Good morning, everyone. We are super stoked to have you join us today. I'm Daisy Okacha from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a data and machine learning engineer, and I'll be taking you guys through the data engineering certification and how to prepare for it. So, enjoy the session. Ask all questions you want for clarification. We're here to help you. Thank you. Over to you, Valda.
I'd like to hand it over to Phyllis and then Roseanne, and then we could begin.
Thank you, Velda. Hi, everyone. We're so happy to have you here. So my name is Phyllis. I'll be taking you through the Associate Cloud Engineer track and hoping to get most of you certified. And welcome again to this session. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Roseanne. I'm a machine learning engineer, and I'll be facilitating the machine learning track. Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you for those introductions. So let's get right into it. So to begin with, as I mentioned, my name is Velda, and I'm going to be facilitating the DevOps section. So I'm going to share a few slides. Just a second. Yeah. Ngesa, could you confirm that you could all see my screen in just a few minutes?
Yes, Velda, I can see your screen.
Awesome. So the role of the certification is to ensure that all of you get to get textbook knowledge and transform it to action expertise to the job that you'd like to apply for using the certification you have. So, next up, we're going to talk about the certification journey. So, we'll have different study groups, and then we'll also be sharing with you links to the resources that you need to be able to take on the hands on practices and the various content that you need to access to. And then we'll also have different calls, that is virtual sessions, depending on the certificate you're taking. As the facilitators have introduced themselves, they will be taking you through the different calls. We'll also have AMA sessions during the particular part of the program. So, a sneak peek of what certifications we'll be covering: we'll be looking at the professional cloud DevOps engineer, we'll be looking at the professional machine learning engineer, professional data engineer, associate cloud engineer, and professional cloud architect. So for the timelines are exactly 6 weeks, and for the first week it begins from 17th of April all the way to the 22nd April. We'll be having virtual calls on every Thursday between 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. All this information is still going to be shared with you. After the first 3 weeks, we're going to have an AMA session with various GDEs or other speakers who'd like to join us, so that you get to ask questions to people who are implementing what you're learning at that particular moment. So after that, you're going to wrap up the program on 8th June between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. for
Okay, same, we had lost Bella just for a minute, but no worries. Should be able to come back. So as she had mentioned that towards the end of the 6 weeks, we'll also be having like study wrap-ups. That's on the 5th of June, and it's going to be happening between 5th and 10th of June. And the virtual AMA session is going to be on the 8th of June, 8 a.m. to between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. So that is what we're going to be working on. So I'm just going to quickly share something. Okay, I think I'll just have that on the screen. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be in a timeline of 6 weeks, as Velda had mentioned, and they're going to be wrapping up on the 5th of June, between 5th of June and 10th of June that particular week, and then the virtual AMA session is going to be on the 8th of June, between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. So I'd like just to call on the different tracks that are going to be happening. So one, I am going to be handling the professional cloud architect, and what this is all about is it enables organizations to leverage on Google Cloud technologies. So you see the way you can have like Google Cloud platforms, and for example, you want to orchestrate how to handle maybe, let's say, your backend, and you want to make sure you have that infrastructure in place. So for the professional cloud architect track, that is mostly what you're going to be working on. And this is going to also help you as an individual to be able to design, develop, and manage robust, secure, scalable, highly available, and dynamic solutions to drive business objectives. And some of the things that the exam will assess is one, it's all about designing and planning a cloud solution architecture. Two, managing those cloud solutions that we're going to be having, for example, up and running, and then also kind of like implement design and securities when it comes to compliance. Again, also it's going to be about analysis and optimization of technical and the business processes, manage implementation of cloud architecture, and also ensure solutions and operations reliability. So think of it as a way of you just getting to know how, for example, can I deploy a Kubernetes? How can I make sure that I make our backend as secure as possible on the cloud? And how can we make sure that you don't leave your card running if, for example, you're not really using it? And probably something you've already had when it comes to cloud, especially Google Cloud Platform, is you pay as you go. That is, you pay the moment you use that particular resource. So it's not about you having like a down payment so you can be able to make use of it. So just something to check it out. And I'd like to introduce the next track, which is going to be professional machine learning engineer.
Thank you, Wayne. We'll be doing the professional machine learning engineer together with Roseanne and more members to facilitate it. And generally, we'll be taking you through how a machine learning engineer takes extra steps to improve the model, refine it, updating, and of course, taking into account all the product and performance recommendations on every step. And then again, we're also going to show you the different certifications and how you can validate the knowledge you have, the expertise that you're having in designing, in building, and in productization of these different models, and how you can also solve business challenges when you're using Google Cloud platforms. So this exam, or the assessment, is going to assess your ability in how you frame your ML problems, how you develop your ML models, how you monitor, optimize, and maintain ML solutions. I'll hand it over to you, Wayne.
Thank you. I'd like to call on professional data engineer track.
That would be me. So when we are looking at data engineering, think about the person that is responsible to make sure that the data analysts, the data scientists have clean pre-processed data. So this is the person that makes sure we have clean pre-processed data ready for use. So here we are looking at enabling you to be able to make data-driven decisions, or rather assist your organizations in making data-driven decisions. This is by collecting the data, transforming it, and later publishing it. As a data engineer, you need to be able to build, design pipelines that can scale. Pipelines are secure, reliable, and very efficient, while keeping in mind compliance. Moreover, you need to be able to think about how deployment is going to look like, how the data pipelines are going to sit in production, and stuff like that. So for this particular exam, next slide, Wayne. So this particular exam is going to assess your ability to be able to design data processing systems. So here we're talking pipelines. We're also going to assess your ability to build and operationalize the data processing systems, and also operationalization of machine learning models. As we all know, ML models are consumed as APIs, and you need to be able to determine how that is going to sit in whatever hosting software you're going to use. And finally, you also need to be sure of solution quality. So for the prerequisite of this, given that we're working with a Google Cloud platform, you need to at least have an understanding of the IAM protocol and using resource hierarchy, the service accounts, cloud identity groups, and the directory sync. Moreover, you need to at least have an understanding of the network-based security and the VPC structures. Thank you, and I look forward to engaging with you further for those interested in the track.
Thank you. All right. I'd like to also introduce the one taking the associate cloud engineer track. I think, Phyllis, you're muted.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. So if you're interested in the Associate Cloud Engineers track, you're going to learn how to deploy applications. So first of all, you're going to learn how to set up a cloud solution environment, set up cloud projects, manage the account and your payment setting, and also you're going to learn how to, in case you're employed in an enterprise, how to manage the day-to-day cloud solution that you've deployed. And you're also going to learn how to use the Google Cloud Console, so installing and configuring the CLI and the Cloud SDK, and also performing common platform-based tasks. And like I've said, you're going to learn how to maintain the deployed solutions that your enterprise might have that leverage on GCP. For the exam, you're going to be assessed on whether you know how to set up a cloud solution environment. So that is what you're going to learn during the 6 weeks, and also how to plan and configure your cloud solution, how to deploy. You're going to be tested on how to deploy and implement a cloud solution, and also ensure that the cloud solution that you've deployed runs successfully, and how to also manage the security and access. That's the IAM of your cloud solution. So really looking forward to take you through this, and we're going to have an amazing time together. Thank you.
Thank you, Phyllis. I can see Velda is back. Velda, it seems some people are working overtime for you.
You know. Anyway,
Okay.
we are back. So yeah, for the people who are taking on DevOps, I'll be facilitating that particular certification. We're going to be looking at end-to-end pipelines, that is building software delivery pipelines, and then how you also deploy and monitor these particular services, and how you also manage the incidents that occur. So for the exam, next slide, please. For the exams, you're going to be tested on the site reliability engineering principles to a service. You're going to look at also the different optimizations that you're going to use for the service performance. And then we're also still going to look at the monitoring strategies that there are, and how you've also built and implemented CI/CD pipelines for service, and also how to manage service incidents. So that's for the professional cloud DevOps engineer. So the rest have also been looked on. So one thing or something that we'd all like to emphasize on is that we are creating the study group with all these particular communities, so that you're able to share and learn together. And if you have a question in the different groups, if you haven't joined Discord, we'll still share a link for you to join. You can easily ask in the different tracks that are there. So next slide, please. The next steps is, obviously you're going to send you a link that Wayne is going to talk about in a bit, for how you're going to apply or use the cloud skills boost so that you have access to the resources you need. We'll also be sharing these resources on a weekly basis, so that you know the amount of content that you need to cover each and every week for the particular 6 weeks. And then, as I mentioned previously, we'll have the weekly study group sessions, which are going to be mostly virtual, which are also AMAs, and just getting to know where you are stuck, if there are any challenges and any issues. And also, don't forget to engage with your fellow community members. We have a lot of people joining us, and we cannot wait to have all of you join us and also learn with each other, and probably even form networks that help you grow. So other than this, I think we'd like to show the Discord link for people who haven't joined Discord yet. And then I'd like to invite Wayne to share about the link and how to have access to the platform that we'll have or be using.
Okay, thank you, Velda. So as you can see, we have a QR code in which you can scan to join the Discord channel, or just going to show up the link to the Discord channel as well. And I'm just going to take you through like how this is going to look like. So as we mentioned, in the next 6 weeks, you are going to be taken through a different series of classes per se, not really the classroom setting and all that, but then it's more of like, virtual sessions whereby if you're interested in a particular track, you get involved with it. So Immediately after we're done with this info session, we'll be sending out links to the different tracks that we'll be having. So as you've seen, we have DevOps, we have cloud architect, we have associate cloud engineer, we have data engineering, and we have machine learning. So for the different tracks that you'd be interested in, you need to register for them. And the reason you need to register for them is that you will not be able to have access to what we call the Cloud Skills Boost, which is where, think of it as the shop where you're going to be tinkering around with, virtual machines, cloud stuff, and all that. So you have to be able, first of all, to register for the either of the tracks they're going to be having. And then after that is when you're going to be given access to the Cloud Skills Boost. And when do you get access to this Cloud Skills Boost? So you get access to it after 1 to 2 days, after 1 to 2 working days of registering. So should be around by Monday or Tuesday, you should be able to have access to it. And with that, you're going to be having about 3 months of access to Cloud Skills Boost. There now you can be able to, spin up virtual machines if you want to do some things to do with big data. If you want to train your machine learning models on the cloud, you'll be able to do that. But the most important thing is, first of all, you need to register for the different tracks that we'll share. So the most important thing as well is to make sure you don't register for more than two tracks, because all these things are going to be all these classes or these sessions are going to be happening all at the same time. So every Thursday between 8 to 9 p.m. We are going to be having those sessions, and they'll be running concurrently. So I know for some, maybe like, I want to try out machine learning, also want to try out data engineering and all. It's important to note that it's good that you want to expand your knowledge, but then for this particular cloud study jams, we want you to be able to at least have one track, so that by the time you're done with those 6 weeks is when you can now go forward and doing your exam or your certification. So the purpose of this cloud study jam is to just come together as communities in those different tracks, share experiences. Again, as you had, we're going to be having AMAs, and we're going to be having like experts. We're going to be having cloud engineers who are always going to be there to help out when it comes to like answering any questions and all that. So yes, I can see one of the question is, what if you want to do different tracks? It's good you really want to do it, and we don't really say no to that. It's just that for your purpose of certification, it's really important you take one track, move along with it all the way to the 6 weeks, and then after that is when I kind of go do your personal studies before you move on to the exams. So again, remember, it's very, very important that you register for only one track, so that you can have access to the Cloud Skills Boost. With that is when now you're going to be told like, okay, this is the link we're going to be using to be joining these sessions. So think of it like breakout rooms, in the sense that they're all going to be happening at the same time, but you have to be in one at least, so that you can be able to get full access, and also have that platform whereby you can share with other community members as well. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if maybe I left out something.
No, you actually covered most bases. So we'll be taking questions at this point, because I can see a lot of questions have been coming in. So one of the questions is, do we need any prerequisites before doing the various certifications? Well, as we share the different weekly content, you'll also get links to prerequisites. So it's not particularly a mandatory thing, but it's a good to have thing, or to learn rather in this case. And then we also have the next questions: when do learners receive their certificates? Immediately after you do the exam, you will obviously receive a certificate if you pass that particular certificate. And then I think Wayne, you could take the next question, which is, uh, how do you know you have been accepted for the GCP study?
Okay. So how do you know? So we don't really have like something like we set questions for you so you can answer to join. No. But as I mentioned, after this info session, we'll be sending out links to those different tracks in which you can just register for. And then from there is when now you'd be able to have access to those tracks. But again, I'd really stress on this. Don't do all the tracks because they'll be running concurrently, and therefore you need to at least just choose one. Maybe have friends, for example, in those different tracks who'll be telling you like what exactly they've been going through or what they've been they've been exposed to and all that. But if you do more than one track, it's going to be a bit tough for you, on you. So please just take one. So yeah, so we're just going to send out the links and then you get to register for that.
Yeah.
Catherine was asking about the Discord link. So you can scan the QR code as you can see over here, or you can just, I think the also link has been shared in the comments as well, which you can just join join our Discord channel. Okay. And then Evelyn says, shall we have exam coupons at the end? Marvin, would you like to take that?
Yes, Wayne. We'll be giving you more information as we take the study jam, but we should be able to have them. Yeah.
And I think the other question is the study self-paced. Velda?
Yes, the study is entirely self-paced, but we are going to be sharing content on a weekly basis so that we all know what we're supposed to have covered on particular weeks, so that by the end of the program, because our aim is to have or to give you value out of the 6 weeks, so that is how we're going to be able to let you know that, okay, by week one, you should have covered this particular content. By week two, this is what you should have covered. And the 6 weeks are also separated with virtual AMAs, and there are also breaks in between. So if you miss out on the first 3 weeks and you weren't able to come in and just take the content, then during the week where we are having a break, you could easily catch up. But I think I'd also like to emphasize on what Wayne mentioned. The reason why we're emphasizing on having only one track is because we want you to actually get value out of this program, and in the end also have at least one certificate by the end of the 6-7 weeks that we have. So the other thing is, how do we register? Please, I think Wayne has shared that he'll be sharing the link through email and also through the different social channels that we have on how you could register for the track that you want to get. And then the other thing is, will the certifications be free or will you be required to pay? I think Gessa has answered that by saying he's going to update us all during the duration of the program. If anything changes, the Discord channel is there so that you can easily communicate with all of you to give you updates and any coupons that are going to be there. Also, do not forget that all community guidelines also apply. Engage with each other respectfully, even if you have varying opinions, and kindly be inclusive and also avoid vulgar language. So I'd like to hand it over back to Wayne.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, where to register? I think I will also mention that already. I think that's pretty much it from us. If there are
I
any
could add
more
one thing.
questions, yes.
Yeah, I could add that we're also going
Sure.
to give you a cloud resource, where all of you are going to be able to do the labs practically. So apart from just doing the study on your own, all of you will have access to. We'll give you credits that you can log in somewhere, access the labs, and be able to do them practically. And then when you register in all these links, also ensure that you register on the official Bevy platform so that you are able to access these credits. Yeah, back to you, Wayne.
Yeah, just to stress on that point, it's important, again, for you to be able to register for one track so that you can have access to those credits, because you'll only be given those credits if you register for either of the tracks that we'll share the links with. Okay, and then there's another question from Nomad DJ or Nomad. Say like, this is Anthony. We have been doing Andela Google Pluralsight sponsored courses and got certified. So the quiz, is this the same with you guys? I personally cannot really tell if it's the same thing, but one thing is for sure is content sometimes keeps changing, because as you know, as technology advances, there are more things that come into play, and therefore there's some new things that are added onto it. So I think if you've probably been certified already on cloud, maybe this content could be the same, but this content, even from the communication we've had from the Google Cloud team, is that this content has been updated with what is currently in recent technological advancements and all that. So It could be the same, it could be a bit different, but one thing is for sure is it's all updated. Claire is asking, when are we starting? So this is starting next week. As we mentioned, we're going to be sending out an email today on the different tracks in which you can register for. And the sessions will be happening from next week, Thursday. So again, every Thursday for the next 6 weeks, 8 to 9 p.m., 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we're going to be having the different tracks, and they're going to be happening at the same time. So again, remember, just choose one track so that you can get the most out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also all of them will be scheduled so that you're able to click on them on Bevy, so that you can click on them and have access to them. I can also see questions on prerequisites. So all these sessions that you've selected, we're going to take you through what they're about, all the prerequisite knowledge you have, be it programming, be it having the fundamentals or core infrastructure. We're going to take you through all of them so that before you decide to choose one, you'll know which one is best fit for you. Okay, over to you, Velda.
And to add to this, as soon as you have registered on Bevy, on the track that you'd like to get into or to get for this particular, to pursue in this case, would be, you'll have the different channels, you'll have the DevOps, the different channels, so that you know specifically that if you're having questions on DevOps, this is the channel to ask. If you're having any issues, that's where we're also going to be posting the weekly content for the different tracks. So every person is going to join particular channels or tracks that they're involved with. The next question is, are the labs timed? Yes, most of the times they're normally like 45, 60 minutes. So over to you, Wayne.
Okay, and we also had another question about where we're registering. As I mentioned, we are going to be sharing an email. In that email, it's going to have all the links, and also as well as we also update our socials. That is for GDG Pwani, GDG Nairobi, and I think also Women in Data Science. Everything is going to be there. So be on the lookout for that. So if you've probably not registered for either of the chapters, please just go and just search for GDG Nairobi or GDG Pwani and register as a member so that you can have access to those emails. I think we have another question is, we had registered on the form earlier, shared on Twitter. Would we still have to re-register? Yes, we apologize if it's too much work, but it's very, very important that you register for the different tracks, for any of the tracks that we'll share links to, and that because this is the only way for you to be able to have access to Cloud Skills Boost, which is where you're going to be working on your labs. Yeah.
Wayne,
Okay.
to add
Yes.
to that, the reason why we had to register you fast is so that you get your details to know who will be sending the emails to. So we'll also, if you registered through the form that was shared, you'll still get an email with a link to now register to get access to the Cloud Skills Boost.
Thank you for that. Okay. Yeah, Catherine was just also mentioning the same thing. Thank you, Catherine. Okay. I don't know if there's any other questions that we'd like to answer. Yeah. So also just to mention, personally I've done like cloud certifications, and I'd say it's very, very interesting. I usually say that if I wasn't doing front-end engineering, I'd probably be doing cloud, and that's because I was really amazed how you can train a machine learning model on the cloud without having to sacrifice your own laptop. You know, some of us maybe are using ThinkPads, are using HP. We don't have MacBooks, and all that. So it's good to have these platforms whereby you don't necessarily need to have huge laptops to be able to run things like machine learning models. So if you're someone who's really enthused about this, want to do cloud, I think it's very, very important. I think I saw a comment initially from Chris. He said that he's taking the cloud parts because he loves aviation. I know this guy loves a lot of planes, so I think it's something that he'll definitely enjoy. But I'd really recommend this Cloud Study Jam because it helps you even understand, how do you even handle our data? Because one thing is for sure, where we are heading to, every company is moving to the cloud, right? They're moving away from having physical servers, having to manage and all that. But when you have things like, for example, on Google Cloud, everything is managed there, and the only thing you need to do is just either tune it, add, remove, and all that, and everything's just handled to by Google. And as I mentioned, another thing is that it's pay as you go. That is, you pay only when you use that particular resource. You don't have like any particular down payment you pay for people to, let's say, spin a virtual machine on the cloud. So if you're someone who's really interested to just know how things are working, it's very, very important to register for this. Shivam asked about how are the links shared. So we'll share these links via email. Again, if you have any, if you've not registered for either of the chapters that we've mentioned, that is GDG Pwani, GDG Nairobi, Main Data Science, or Anita Bog, please register on the platforms. I think links will be shared to you on the comments, in which you can just register in those chapters, because that's the only way we'll be able to communicate with you. And as well as also we'll share it on our socials, that is on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and probably even Instagram as well. Yeah. I think I've talked a lot. I'd like to take it back to Velda or Marvin.
I can see someone is saying that they are very excited to be here. We also, that's Pasa Loy. We're also very excited to have all of you here. Thanks so much for joining. We are inclusive. We don't want to have anyone who is passionate about cloud, the guys who are doing airplanes, or the guys who are on ground. Anyone who is passionate about cloud to join these sessions. So share this information with anyone on Twitter, on WhatsApp, on all the platforms, so that they're able to have access to these tools and this information. Over to you, Velda.
Awesome. Before we conclude, I'd like to invite Daisy, Phyllis, or Roseanne to say something.
Thank you, Velda. Thank you, Marvin and Wayne. All of you have gone before me. I'm really, really excited to have you guys join us, all 73 of you and counting. And I really look forward to the next 6 weeks. Just engage and learn about cloud as much as we can. Feel free to post your questions on the Discord channel. Let's help each other grow, and let's continue to democratize the cloud. Yeah. Cheers.
So the last thing I would like to leave you guys with is our Discord community rules. So be nice to everyone, whatever the opinion is, agree to disagree, be respectful and be collaborative, because you're all there to learn, and you never know what someone might gain from what you have to like collaborate on. Yeah, thank you. That's all from me.
And for me, I'd like to say I'm also very excited to actually be one of the facilitators for this, and I cannot wait for us to learn from each other. Yeah, and let's learn, yeah, and get certified.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I think you could all see from our smiling faces how we've been waiting for this. Personally, have been waiting for like more than 6 months for this to start. So this is huge for me. So if you're also doing DevOps, please let's get this party started. I'm going to activate the channels right now so that you could talk about the different things that you need to learn and heads up about anything else that I have. So, without any further ado, see you in the cloud, and thank you for coming to this call. See ya. Enjoy your weekend.